I'm responding to my own video. Now I know that sounds a little weird, but I told myself I'd do it. That I'd think about it for a couple of days and respond to my own video. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I'm going to put a link right up here, and go back, and it's called Prayer, and it's a question, just a simple question, and I'm going to answer that question. Now the example went, if two people prayed that their baby were healthy, happy, and whole when it was born, and didn't get their prayers answered, did that mean they did something wrong? And I think, in my opinion, I've been thinking about it, and in all reality, I don't think that's the case. I don't think they did something wrong. I don't think it's their fault. If they were living good lives and they were good people and they, prayed happily, that could be, it's not from God. It's not from some evil person either trying to destroy them. It's not from anybody. It's just how it happens sometimes. It may be a random case of events, or it may be that you had something along the line that set you up to that point. It's history, it's energy, it's mass, it's the revolution of the universe. And it's not anything you can control. All you can control is how you respond to it. So, I guess my answer to my own question is it something they did? And the answer is no. But, can they do something about it? And the answer is yes. And it's not by saying, can you do something about, your baby not being born full or whole or healthy? You can't change them. You don't want to change them because they're still your baby. They're an individual in that way. And that changes the way you act and the way you are. But that idea is you can change the way your mind thinks. The way your brain operates changes how that baby thinks about themselves. So if your child, young children, is diagnosed or has or will have or is autistic, and that's an emotional disorder that distances one person from another person. So they have an inability to interact with other people. So a child with autism often doesn't have autism after the age of 15 or 20. Now some people have autism all the way up until their 30s or 40s, and even all the way until the end of their life. But autism is a disease that can be not cured, but suppressed through therapy, medications, or mental stimulation, just practicing being with other people. Now, autism wasn't a disease 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It wasn't considered a disease because we don't think that way. We didn't used to think that someone who was a little distance from his family was autistic. He didn't have a disease. He was just a little weird. The same way that A.D.D. wasn't a disease 50 years ago or 100 years ago. A.D.D., that person just wasn't paying attention. You'd slap him upside the head and he'd pay attention. That's how it worked back then. That's how you change things. You change the mind. You alter the way the brain calculates things. Nowadays we say, oh, it's a disease, you got to learn to work around it. But that's not necessarily the case. That is the easiest manner, and that is probably the safest manner. But it's not necessarily the best or the fastest or the strongest way to. It's all a matter of how each individual works. And some people, like myself, I get better. I'm diagnosed depressive, and that's a mental disorder. I get better through self-therapy, talking to you guys, using this camera to speak to you guys, and that's how I get better. That's how I change my mind to think about better things, and I'm happier because of it. I'm way over time. I gotta see you guys later. I'll probably do another video right after this one. I'm posting a whole lot today, just because my mind's going crazy, but I'm way over time. I gotta see you later. That's the response to my video Prayer. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this one, but I will see you guys later. Lates.